lest I become proud after so many and extraordinary revelations. I was given a thorn in my flesh. 14th Sunday in Ordinary Time, 4th of July Sunday Reflection. My dear friends, we reflected upon the power of God, power of Jesus over death, sickness, and Sunday before last over the natural forces. And he commanded the authority of Jesus. And today he comes to his own hometown and he was rejected there. So the powerful one is rejected. Power and pain. It is part of our lives. We have to remember, book of Ezekiel, in the first reading, the way Ezekiel was called. A spirit came upon me as he spoke and kept me standing, and then I heard him speak. So the Spirit of the Lord woke him up, made him stand, and he heard the voice of God. So we are all called by God. God will beckon us in his own time. But then when we are in the Spirit only, we can hear him. When we are in flesh, we are so much prone into that, we don't have the connection. So in spirit, you're called for what? It's important. Vocation of God is to complete his dream, fulfill his vision, contain his idea, my dear friends. So it is to complete his vision, not to fancy your desire, not to fulfill your wanting. No. God asked Ezekiel to go and preach, prophesy to a people who have rebelled against me. So Ezekiel, a prophet, is a mouthpiece of God. So he speaks the word of God. Word of God in Hebrews chapter 4 verse 12, it is said it's like a double-edged sword. And word of God will pierce the heart. According to Samuel, if you can remember, Simeon said to Mary that he will pierce your heart. So word is not something easy. Word of God is like fire. It consumes you. So apart from Jonah, all the other prophets were rejected, despised by people. Only Jonah, Ninevites only hear Jonah's preaching. All the others rejected. Ninevites were, anyway, they were pagans. So it's a thorn in their heart to preach to a people when they don't listen. I mean, it's terrible. If someone is not listening, still the Lord is asking him to go and prophesy. Prophecy is a word of God which challenges their foundation, which shakes their standards. That's exactly why they despise it. They reject it because they have their own whims and fancies to be completed, fulfilled. So they don't want their frames to be challenged. That is the problem, my dear friends. That is exactly the problem. That when the Lord is asking Ezekiel, he says, now I'm sending you to these defiant and stubborn people to tell them this is the Lord Yahweh's word. So whatever they listen, whether they listen or not, this set of rebels will know there is a prophet among them. Now this is the point. They will know that God exists. They are being challenged. So it's a terrible struggle, my dear friends. When Moses said, I'm a stammerer, I don't know how to speak. Jeremiah said, I'm a youngster, I don't know, I don't want to go. Isaiah said, I'm a sinner, I live in sinful people with sinful lips. And that's how God chose them. Not with their ability, but then rather He made them able. Their inability is made they made Abel. That's exactly what he's doing. He chooses who are not qualified and he qualifies them. That's exactly what is happening. So he challenges us. His calling will shake us. It's difficult, it's not easy. That's why St. Paul says, it's a dagger in my flesh. It's a thorn in my flesh. This word thorn is skolops in Greek. Skolops means not a simple, small prick thorn. No, it's a bigger one, which used to fix the tents and all that. It's a bigger thorn. And he says, I prayed 3 times and this is not taken away. God said, I'm not going to take it. My dear friends, what happens when you live with that thorn? Jesus' life, we find how he went to his own hometown and he was rejected. Rejected. Why? He saw his upbringing. They saw his upbringing. They saw his family background. They are so framed and their pride was so much. So they didn't want to accept him because he's far above them. He was just there with them. And how come he get this kind of wisdom and knowledge? So that's their pride. My dear friends, it's terrible. It's terrible if you are hit with your pride. So God, the word of God says, and he could work no miracles there, but only healed a few sick people by laying his hands on them. Jesus himself was astonished at their unbelief. He was dumbfounded to find the unbelief. When the centurion came and said, you don't have to come to my home, just say a word, my servant will be healed. Jesus is amazed at his faith, belief. Here, Jesus is amazed at their unbelief. They're his own kith and kin. My dear friends, there's beauty in pain. Pain will teach you something. Pain will blast the inflated balloon. That prick, that thorn will put you to the right place. Make you realize that not my grace, not my energy, my strength, but by grace. St. Paul beautifully says, however, lest I become proud after so many and extraordinary revelations, I was given a thorn in my flesh, true messenger of Satan to slap me in the face. So it helps him to be humble. That thorn only will make him humble. That's the beauty of pain. My dear friends, St. Paul was Saul. He was made Paul with a fall. Saul became Paul with a fall. Saul, the true meaning of Paul is tiny. He was made tiny, put to zero with that fall. But then, because of the revelations, Satan can again inflate him, can have a puffed up idea that pride can enter through. That can be spiritual pride rather, yet it is pride. The moment you're hit with pride, it's terrible. Pride goes before all destruction. So this thorn, God says, I'm not going to take that away. It's not sin, remember. It's a struggle. It's a struggle, it's a pain, not sin. God will never allow sin in your life. But then this thorn will teach him something, make him humble. My dear friends, if you have said yes to God, the Lord, definitely you have to go through that pain. Without pain, there is no gain. He will definitely be with you, give you strength. So without fighting with that, open yourself to that grace. He's just there. Romans chapter 5 verse 20, it is said, when there is more sin, there will be more grace. Think about it. Have a nice day. May God bless you.